So, good morning to all of you. So, good morning, friend. So, today we learn about the chapter What is Democracy and the Why Democracy. And in this chapter, we'll learn about where did the word democracy origin, what is democracy, meaning and definition, and features of democracy, the merits and demerits of democracy, the difference between democratic and non-democratic form of government, of democracy, the indirect and the direct democracy. First, we learn what is democracy. From the word democracy is derived. The word democracy is derived from the Greek word the demos, which means people, or the kratos, which means power or rule. First, the meaning of the democracy. Simply, the definition of democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people and the people choose their government by the election. And first, who is the ruler? Who is the ruler? The rulers which are elected by the people and who will take the all major decision. And second, what kind of election? The elections offer a choice or the fair opportunity to the people to change their current ruler. And who are the people? The people are the citizen or the above 18 years. And what kind of form of government? It was democracy or democratic form of government. The Abraham Lincoln demo- said that democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. First, we learn the meaning of the democracy. The representative will form the government and they make policy on behalf of all the people according to their power and function by constitution. The people also have have the right to remove the representative if they are not performing his or her duty properly. And the features of democracy. Um, First one is the free and fair electoral competition. The major decision taken by the leader or the elected leader. One person, one vote, and one value, and rule of the law and the respect for the right. In democracy, the final decision or the major decisions are taken by the elected leader. And the second one was the free and fair election, where those currently in power have the fair chance of losing. And the third, the each citizen above 18 years or the adult citizen must have one vote. Each vote must have only one value. And the features of democracy. A democratic government rules within the limits set by the constitutional law and the citizen rights. The opposition parties are allowed to be function freely before and after the election. The democratic government are based on the fundamental principle on the political equality. They distinguish between the democratic government and the non-democratic government. First, the democratic government. The rulers are accountable for the people and have to fulfill their needs. And second, the in democratic government, people elected their ruler and have right in decision making. The parliament is separate body, has no interference of army. Any citizen can contest election for any post irrespectively, which mean right to vote available to all citizens. Non-democratic government, the rulers are not accountable to the people for the people and their needs. The non-democratic, like the monarchy, dictatorship, or the army general, such. Okay, the people don't elect their rulers and have no right in the decision making. The parliament cannot pass the law about the army without consent of the chief of the army. The citizens of the country have no right to vote. And the democratic government, the democracy is based on the consultation, and in the democratic government, people enjoy the right and decision. There are the free and fair election. An election offer a choice and opportunity to the people to change their current ruler. There is a freedom of expression of the people enjoy their fundamental rights. Example like India. And the non-democratic government. Non-democratic government is based on the dictatorship. The ruler does what he wishes. In non-democratic, the government elections are either not be held, and if they held, they are not fair enough. Rather, they are imposing. There is no freedom of expression, and the people don't enjoy the fundamental rights. For example, Saudi Arabia and Zimbabwe. And the two type of democracy, direct and indirect. The direct democracy, it is the political setup where the people themselves make the law and the parliament directly in function of the government. Decisions are taken on base of the majority of opinion. It is suitable for the geographically small countries or less population. The ancient Greek, Rome, or India, or modern Switzerland. Or the people, power, or democracy. Or the indirect democracy in the modern world, most of the countries are following the indirect democracy. It is the system in which the representatives are elected by the people and they act on behalf of the people. They are so sensitive to cater the need and opinion. Example, India, France, and USA. First, webs of case studies about the different nations like Pakistan, China, Mexico, Zimbabwe, Saudi Arabia, Fiji, Sri Lanka, and Estonia. You have to read these stories, the major decision taken by the electrical leader. These are only stories. Okay, you have to only read. Like the case study of the Pakistan, where the General Musafir, or the free and fair competition in China and Mexico, and one person in one vote, or the Saudi Arabia, Estonia and Fiji, or the rule of the law and the respect for the right in Zimbabwe. You have to read all of this, and these case studies convey about the features of the democracy. It means not that all these features must be in a democratic country. Okay. Or first argument in favor of democracy is the merits of the democracy. A democratic government is the better form of government because it is more accountable form of government. The democracy improves the quality of the decision making. Democracy provides a method to deal with the differences and the conflict. It is suitable in countries like India. India having the diversity of language, religion, sex, caste, culture, and etc. And democracy in India made it possible to keep unity in diversity. So India is a unique country, or it was said that India is a multi-diversical country, but there is unity in such diversity. In democracy, no one is a permanent winner or the loser. Or democracy is better than other form of government because it is allow us to correct its own mistake. But it does not happen in dictatorship or monarchical system. Democracy enhances the dignity of the citizen because it is based on the principle of the political equality, on recognizing that the poorest, at least educated, have the same status of as rich and educated. Or second, we learn about the demerits of the democracy. Leaders are keep changing in democracy. These lead to instability. Democracy is all about the political competition and power play. This is no scope for morality. Elected leaders don't know what is best interest of the people, and it lead the bad decision. Democracy lead to corruption, for it is based on electoral competition. Ordinary people don't know what is good for them, and they should decide anything. They should not decide anything. The broader meaning of the democracy. The democracy not mean it is the form of the government, or we should we use in our daily life. Okay, like a majority is allowed to take the decision on the behalf of the people. Even the majority does not rule directly. Or the modern democracy involves a such number of people, and it is physically of the people is impossible to sit together and take the collective decision. Even if they could, the citizen does not have the time, the desire, or the skill to take part in the decision. was the aims of the good democracy. A true democracy will be come to country only when no one goes hungry to bed. In democracy, every citizen must able to play equal role in the decision making. For this, you don't need just an equal right to vote. Every citizen need an equal information, basic education, equal resource, a lot of the commitment. Our constitution, or it said that every person are equal before law, but in India there is it means every person not get the equal education, equal resource, or a lot of commitment. So we should do it. So our India will be called the democratic country. It is really we to a democratic country. Then the conclusion. This is mean no country is a perfect democracy. This require the constant effort to save and strengthen the democratic form of decision and making. This is the strength and weakness of the democracy. The fate of the country depend not just what the ruler do, but mainly as the citizen do. In fact, more non-democratic country would like the citizen not take part in politics, and but the democracy depend on the active political participation of the all citizens. And thank you to all of you. So please like, share, and subscribe